Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Nick Talks. We're obviously still working out our form here, but I think I'd like to do some sort of weekly update because I think it's very easy while doing this to kind of forget why I started doing it and what I wanted this to be. Especially when you look at other people's videos and you see some big money coming in. This close. I was this close to like selling out and getting, clickbaity titles and working on super intense thumbnails, but it's not me. It's not me. But I was very close. Not gonna lie. You see all that money flashing around, you're like, maybe I would like to be popular right immediately now. But I'm not willing to do what that takes. Some of it, sure, because I want to make this happen. But I don't want to sell my soul to do it. I don't want to sell out. I don't want to, be doing all the gimmicks. But somewhere in between would be fine. But anyways, something that I wanted to talk about today is that actually it is keeping sight of what is important. So obviously the purpose of this channel is I see success and wealth as inevitable, right? And so I think that there will be tremendous value in recording the whole way there and who I am, who I have become, will become, and how I've thought along the whole process, right? And so, value for me and maybe somebody else of a similar path. But recently, I can feel that my escape velocity is near, essentially. And how near? I have no idea. It could be 6 months, it could be less, it could be a little more. I have no idea. But I think that if I try to improve at a higher and higher rate consistently, that it will happen very soon. And given that, I got a little itchy over the last couple weeks, over the last 2 weeks, and I thought, well, okay, I'll just grind it out like as much as possible. And I ended up calling off work twice and just trying to put in work on the channel, and didn't go as productive as I wanted it to. It went productive, but just, it wasn't a complete grind sesh. That's not the way to do it. It's not the way to do it. This is a consistent effort, a consistent time and energy investment that will pay off over time. It's not going to happen today, no matter how hard I work today, right? It's a marathon, not a sprint, essentially. I have other goals that need to be attended to, and I kind of gave up on them and said, you know what, fuck it. I can do with the short-term ramifications of that and focus entirely on the YouTube channel because of how important it's going to be to my future. Not good. Normally it's like gym and reading and studying and learning as much as possible, and silent time and hydration and like planning meals and making sure that I clean, one extra thing every day in my house, and then one big day of cleaning. There's just a laundry list of things that need to get done, and I was like, you know what? This channel's gonna make me so much money. Why don't I just give up that stuff for now and do the bare minimum of all of that, and then just work on the channel and just get obsessed with this. And I thought that seems logical. The more I obsess, the more energy I put into it, the faster it's going to come. But then in not doing all of those things, I am losing sight of who I want to become. So I have a vision of at least a direction of where I want my state of being and my the texture of my mind and my life as me looks like, right? And then I have the things that I want to achieve. And so, in my opinion, I think that becoming the person, the achievements will just come naturally, right? And so as I just started grinding, I could feel parts of myself just sloughing off, just falling off like layers at a time. And I was like, okay, that's okay. I understand that, but I'm willing to make the sacrifice now so that I can reap the rewards of this, you know? Eventually I got to the point where it's like, okay, this isn't sustainable, and obviously like I'm not going to be rich and famous this week, so therefore how long am I willing to do this? 2 weeks? A month? 6 months? No. I could do it for like max 3 weeks, and then I would be a shell of a man, and I'm not willing to get to that point. So it took a week, and now we're back on it, but I feel like that way I can bring better content anyways. And that's the other thing, is that I realized that I wasn't really making good content. I think the information is great, but the presentation, the packaging is not great. And so for some reason in my mind that triggered this, oh, okay, well, let's just change everything. And so then I started thinking about like different videos to make that were more in line of what people want to see, and different topics and content that I thought people wanted to see. And that just seems like a very dark road. And I even recorded at least one video to post, but I just couldn't because it's so not me. It's not what I set out to do. It's not why I'm on here, right? So I'm not gonna post it, obviously. I had to kind of reframe what's going on. And in doing so, I realized that this little journey that has happened over the last 2 weeks is actually pretty valuable, because I'm sure that there's somebody else starting a channel right now that is like, fuck, dude, I've been doing this for 1.5 years and I ain't getting nowhere. I might as well just start doing clickbaity shit and putting, all the bright colors in my thumbnail, and then, looking at analytics and all this stuff. But I would rather have a slow burn to success, but get there as the person I want to be, representing the things that I want to represent, than do it quickly and sacrifice who I am. That's just not a transaction I'm willing to make. And I think that there is immense value there. And I think if you pursue the latter, you're going to fall off. You're going to fall off because it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable to be someone else. The only person that you can be is you, right? And so what are you going to do? Pretend for years and years and years? Eventually that's going to break you down. Guaranteed. You see some major players in the YouTube field and they're just like, you see a scandal, you see some sort of released secret, you see, fakeness, you see losing friends, you see all this turmoil in their lives where it's like, maybe it's just because they're not genuine. Maybe if they were just genuinely who they are and pursued, some sort of higher conscious effort and tried to be a better human being, that they would last a little bit longer, have a little bit more peace, be a little bit more at ease in what they were doing, right? Maybe. Who knows? I know. I may preface it as if like, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm not wrong. I know I'm not wrong. So I thought that was interesting, that it seems that the human mind, or maybe the ego, is always looking for the easy way, and the higher consciousness has to constantly remind that that's not the way you want to go. It's not the way you want to go. But it's hard, man. It's hard sometimes. But we pulled our head out of our ass, so we should be all right. And so I'm going to try and get back to the content that I was making, which is like things that I'm focusing on, how I'm feeling, what I'm trying to do, and just put most of my effort into, because those thoughts come so naturally. The evolutionary tales and advices to myself come so naturally. It's just constantly in my brain as long as I'm moving forward. So therefore, all I have to do is keep moving forward, and the content will emerge naturally and organically, right? And so then all I have to put my effort in is packaging that material. And, maybe telling the story of what I'm doing in a more interesting way that may have some value, but mostly I think it is just getting a little bit fancier with the edits, getting a little fancier with the thumbnails, and increasing it so that, hey, I want to check this out kind of deal. So that's what I'm thinking about lately. And now I have all the tools to do it. Actually, if this video is going up, I bet there was a fucking sick ass animation of my logo in the beginning, which took me like 10 minutes to do, and all I had to do was learn how to use After Effects a little bit. And so the thing is I've grabbed all the tools now, and just so that we are clear on what all the tools mean. So I got the Adobe Creator Cloud. So things that I'm using right now is Premiere Pro, After Effects, and Lightroom. I haven't used, oh sorry, not Lightroom, Photoshop. I haven't used Photoshop really, but I've used After Effects and Premiere Pro quite a bit. And then I have Epidemic Sound, which if you go to Think Media, you go to their YouTube channel and watch, I'll link the video down below. It's basically their like introductory course on editing. They'll give you like a 50% off coupon for the year of Epidemic Sound, which is like a database of infinite sound fonts and music, and it's all royalty free. And it ended up being like $50 for the year. Who gives a fuck? 50 bucks? Okay. Excuse me, okay. And I look at that all the time, and there's so much stuff on there, dude. Sound effects and so much music, like any music you could ever want. So I have Epidemic Sound. I have all the Adobe Creator Cloud projects. I have finally a better camera and another camera soon to be on the way. But that's pretty much all that I needed. And I just got one of these. This is the Samsung T7 external drive SSD, because my computer was slowing down because I had 25 videos on there that were hours long. But other than that, like I have the tools now. I have the tools, and so all I need to do now is learn how to use them. And then once that happens, I can just keep getting better and better and better and better and better, and I can just continue focusing on being better every single day. That's what we're all about here. We're trying to get better every single day, right? We're trying to become, the best that we can be, and that's the mission. That's the goal. And in doing so, the energy is rewarded back into the system in terms of creativity, in terms of ideas, in terms of energy just to spend, right? And so that's what we're doing. And so that's just a quick boom update that I wanted to leave you guys off with. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Big things to come. Thank you so much.